Hey everyone, thanks for watching. My name is Tay. If you're new to my channel, I'm a licensed esthetician and also a former MAC artist. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my favorite, like all-time favorite eyeshadow tips and tricks, some of my favorite brushes. Even if you are used to doing your eyeshadow but you want to switch it up or maybe see a few new ways to do it, this video will definitely help you guys. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I love a cream contour. I always feel like it's the most natural. So number one, I always start with my contour. And I love using a little small tiny brush so that I can get into those smaller areas, get really close to my hairline and still keep my makeup looking natural. Get around the nose, underneath the chin. So I love using a small brush. This would be my first tip and probably my favorite tip that I'm going to be showing you guys. I like to use this cream contour to contour my eyes. Now you do need a contour shade that's not too dark, but it still needs to blend into your natural contour. This is one of my favorite tips to give because I feel like it just makes such a difference with beginners. If you don't know the placement or how you should be blending your eye, like this just helps you with all of that. With this first step, you have the option of using something small, a blending brush. This is what we used in the beginning for our forehead. We're going to use this for the rest of the face as well. Or you could use something a little thicker that's going to create that exact placement. This is a 215 brush from MAC, and I love using this to contour my eyes and also the nose. We're going to go right into this cream foundation. You don't need a lot, and like I said, you want to make sure that you have a shade that's going to blend in with your skin tone. And I'm just going to create a crease. It's kind of like creating a cut crease. You don't have to do this perfectly, like it doesn't have to be a straight line because we're going to go back in and blend this out anyway. But do you guys see how already it looks like I have eyeshadow on when I don't? This is the perfect first layer to any makeup look. You also want to make sure that you get that inside. And I'm basically just contouring. We're going to go in and do the same thing on the other side, but I just want you guys to really see how this eye is going to transform just from doing this very first step. It really just makes all the difference for me because it's mapping out that placement for you. And as you guys saw, I don't even really have to look in the mirror or anything. I'm looking in my monitor and just creating my contour. It does not have to be perfect because we're still going to go back in and blend this out. I'm going in with my favorite blending brush. This is a 217 brush from MAC. And I love using this to blend my crease out. And because it's a cream, it does a really good job of blending out and it's still smooth when you go in to apply your eyeshadow. So once I go into my crease shade, I already know where I want it to lay because of this contour. I'm just gonna blend both sides out. My favorite, all-time favorite primer is the Paint Pot from MAC. This is in the shade Soft Ochre. It creates just a perfect smooth canvas for you to apply your shadow on, and it also helps to brighten your shadows up. So I'm going to show you guys how I love to use this, but Soft Ochre from MAC would be my #1 favorite eye primer. It lasts 24 hours. You apply this, I'm telling you, that eye is not going anywhere. I'm just going to go in and apply this with a flat brush because you want this really nice and smooth. This is very heavy duty, so you have to blend it out really well. And I feel like one of the really big tips to great makeup looks is the contrast, creating that highlight and contour all throughout the face so you're able to see where you have your natural highlight, your natural contour. Now I'm going in and I'm adding that soft ochre to where I know I'm going to be adding a lighter shade. I feel like I always love my eyes the best when I layer them. So I want to create the same look but just enhance it even more. But layering is so important because not only does it lock your makeup in and help it to last longer, but it just enhances it. It makes it pop even more. So here are my 3 favorite eyeshadow brushes. We have a pencil brush. You guys know this is perfect for really cutting that crease, getting a sharp, precise line and just really giving you that flawless application. If you only wanted to get 2 brushes to complete any eye look, I would recommend these 2. We have the 239 brush. This is from MAC, and this is for your lid, for really pressing those shades on. you can keep packing that shade on and it's still gonna look nice and smooth. So I love this brush. And then the 217, which is like the perfect blending brush. When the hairs are closer together like this, that means it's going to apply the color a little heavier. So this to me is perfect for a heavier crease, really creating that look that you want. And I also really love the 224 brush from MAC, which is similar to this. It's a blending brush, but the hairs are a little bit more sparse, so it's going to apply the product even more gentle than this one. We're gonna go into my favorite crease shade, one that I've been loving for years because I feel like it just goes so well with my natural crease. And this shade is Swiss Chocolate. So I'm going to lay this shade right directly on top of where we already applied our cream contour. So like I told you guys, we're just gonna build on what we have already. We're laying the foundation, we've done that already, and now we're just building on that. So I'm going in with Swiss Chocolate, keeping that same crease that we have. You always want to make sure when you're going in with a color that you're laying it down first. You really never want to go in and just blend it. You don't want to blend. You want to lay it down and then you just go in and then start to blend. Now listen, I'm going to be honest. Like, I like to bring my eye makeup even further past like my eye. I like to bring it out past my eye. Some people like to add tape and have this super sharp line right there. Some people like to round it out. It's really about your eye shape. Now that is up to you. And I would suggest trying different ways. So I'm pulling my shadow out and then creating more of a crease and just bringing it down into the front. Make sure you're packing that shade on, getting that perfect placement that you want. And that way it's just that much easier to go in and blend out. Let's go ahead and add our highlight. I do want to show you guys a favorite eyeshadow of mine. This is something that I would apply on almost anybody. I would use this for the lid. I would use this for the brow bone. I would use this to highlight the nose, the cheekbones. It's just such a perfect shade. If I had to choose one shade that's really pretty, beginner friendly, and definitely universal, so many different skin tones can wear this. Any skin tone can wear this. I just feel like it just looks amazing on everyone. This is Naked Lunch. So let's go ahead and pack our shadow on here. And instead of going in regularly and applying the product like this, flip the brush over and work from the bottom. If you want it to pop, this is a game changer. It truly is. And this really just works best for your highlighting shade. But I'm talking about the ultimate pop. Like, no matter what color you have, it's gonna take your color to the next level from just flipping the brush over, because it gets so close to that lash line and it just looks great. So I'll do that so that I can get super close to the lash line, and then once I get up here closer to the crease, now I flipped it back over and I'm blending it out softly so that we still have our contrast. Before I blend my highlighting shade out, I always go back in and just blend out that crease. Blending is so important. It could really make or break your eye look. So you just want to make sure you just go back in and show it just a little extra TLC. You know, don't be in a rush to just finish it. I also love the look of deepening my outer crease. So we're going to go into this darker brown shade. This is just a little deeper than that Swiss Chocolate we already applied. And we're going to apply this to the very outer corner. Getting that placement again and then pulling it up into my crease. And this I love to do because I really like doing my eyes. I love a bolder eye, but I still want it to be natural at the same time, and this is the perfect way to do that by still creating that dimension, but as you get into that crease, you're softening it. So we're just going to blend this out, keep it deeper like this, but then once we get to this middle, I'm going to switch brushes. You don't want to go back in with the same brush because that's how it'll start to get muddy. But once you start to get to that crease, that's when you want to switch brushes. Something that's clean, a little bit more sparse hairs that will just lightly blend that out. I'm just stamping it some more and then pulling it out and blending that into my highlight. I don't want any harsh lines. And I also like to go back into Swiss Chocolate and just pull it all together. We're gonna go into this lighter shade right here, and I'm just gonna use my finger and only focus this right in the center of my eye because I wanna just pull that forward. That's the only part I'm going to apply this. So I really don't wanna change that color that we have. Like, I love the color, but I just want a little more of a pop. The layering, adding dimension, that's what does it. And for me, I really like to just focus this on that very outer corner, bring it to the middle. And the pencil brush just works amazing for underneath the eye. That's my favorite place to use it. Now, whenever I do my liner, I always anchor my finger, like my pinky finger, on my face so that I can create it sturdy. You never really just want to try to go in. Try resting your finger and really, you know, get that sturdy, more of like a flicker. And I'm just stamping like right over where we've already applied the liner so you're able to follow that. And once again, we're layering. We're layering to enhance that black. So that even if, you know, you have some tears or you're sweating, it should stay in place. I like to add my little pop of highlight in the front of my eyelid. So I'm going to go back in with that same lighter shade we used with our pencil brush in an upward motion to blend that in the inner corner. For my foundation, I'm going to add a little bit of the MAC Studio Radiance on my hand. I'm just going to use this with a beauty blender. And that's the great part of also doing like your contour first, is like you don't need as much foundation. This has been the only foundation I've been wearing recently because it's so thin and lightweight. For concealer, I'm using my favorite, the Pro Longwear. This is in the shade NC42. Has a little bit of like a peach tone to it, little brown in it, and pink. For my lips, I'm going in with the MAC Prep and Prime. It helps to add moisture and just help also with my lip lasting longer because I love wearing gloss. This is Ochre lip liner. If you haven't, make sure you go check out my MAC lip glass collection. So right in the center, and then I'm going to use the brush to blend it out. Here's the finished result. I hope you guys enjoyed this beginner friendly eyeshadow tutorial showing you guys my favorite tips and tricks. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you want more informative videos like this,